get our ball head.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Morning, John. Good to see you again. We meet
Henri.
No one's going to sit there. No one.
Henri. Don't طالب وجه الكاميرا. اللي طبعنا
انت لا تقول لي ما طلعتنا هونين، لا تقول لي ما طلعتنا هونين. والله كيف الاحوال؟ مين هونين؟
No, I'm right. Thanks.
Showing this one of our stories.
Really in a way that usually when
We asked them to go on. They said, no, they're not going to do it. So I've written up to them.
SRA, I think, will be a resistance going forward, but the Catholics well, I think Protestant Protestants are dug up, whole right now that they
We've got baby one.
I know that. She's
انت عندك بتحكي 48 ساعه ب 24 ساعه. بيحكي احسن من 200 واحسن من 6 او
انا اقول لك تاخذ منه بعدين يصرفه.
لا نبيل سيدي نبيل
How are you? See you again.
I extend a special welcome to our official guests. I extend a special welcome to members of the religious, our representatives of federal, state and local governments. I acknowledge and welcome the large presence of Lebanese organisations, village and charitable associations who have been so supportive to us during our Patriarch's visit, and extend a special greeting to them. Your presence, all of you here tonight, is very much appreciated. As you know, His Beatitude and his distinguished companions, His Grace Bishop Boris Matar and Father Joseph, marking the end of a truly historic and significant visit. His Beatitude's visit has been a source of much joy and jubilation for all of us. Wherever he went, be it Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra or Brisbane, and whoever he met, He's been to protect them. The strength and emotion of his voice and the compassion of his human concerns, particularly for the sick, the elderly and the disadvantaged, made one feel that a very humane individual had walked amongst us. If one can measure the success of His Beatitude's visit with the number of smiles he evoked on the faces of the people he greeted and embraced, then this visit must be ranked as a monumentally successful visit. But His Beatitude is not simply a celebrity to look at and to touch. First and foremost, he is someone to hear, someone who came with a message for all. It is a message of love for one another and hope for our future. During his visit, His Beatitude met with a number of Australian and foreign diplomats and politicians and raised issues of concern to all Lebanese for the future of Lebanon. On Monday next, His Beatitude will again travel to Canberra and meet with the Prime Minister to further discuss these issues. No one will forget the strength and feeling of His Beatitude's voice last Saturday when he promised us at the Darling Harbour Convention Centre that he will not rest until the Lebanese flag will once again fly over every precious inch of Lebanese territory. And reassured us that Lebanon will once again return to its former glory. His Beatitude's visit to Australia has received worldwide publicity and had an immense impact on Lebanese people here and overseas. Our governments here in Australia and Lebanon have been briefed and made more aware of our concerns for independence and sovereignty in Lebanon, and impressed with His Beatitude's conciliatory path to peace in Lebanon. Your Beatitude, your visit with us is a blessing upon us in this country. It gave us the opportunity to see you in person, to identify with you, to listen to you, to walk and talk with you. You have given strength and vitality to our commitment to one another and to our faith. You have given us hope for the future at a time of fading hope. You have encouraged us to retain our rich tradition and the beautiful culture of our ancestors in Lebanon, whilst embracing the culture and tradition of our new country, Australia. During your visit with us, you have worked with edifying zeal for the spiritual and national welfare of our countries, Australia and Lebanon. It is a learning experience for Australians and a moving and reassuring experience for Lebanese everywhere. Words cannot express our gratitude for what you are, what you stand for what you work for with so much love and devotion. May God remain your guide and strength as you continue with your mission. We hope that you will again visit us in a not too distant future, and I wish to remind you that you did promise to visit us during the Olympics 2000. But we do hope to see you before then, and we do thank you, and we thank you for giving us our Bishop Joseph Hetty, Maronite Bishop of Australia and New Zealand. We thank you for your presence amongst us, and yes, for your patience and understanding whenever and we were a little trying. We pray that you will have many more years to enjoy the precious memories of your visit to Australia, and ask that you often remember us and our country Australia at the altar of God. I now speak for all of us when I say this to you, your Beatitude. Geographically, we in Australia may be the furthest point away from Kibki and the Maronite Patriarch. but in terms of affection and loyalty, there are none closer. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity and thank all of you, particularly those who worked so hard to make this visit the success it undoubtedly has been. I thank you all and God bless you. Thank you, Your Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony Rahib, President of the Maronite Catholic Society. And now, representing the State Leader of the Opposition, I'd like to call upon Mr. Wes Deveron, Member for Lakemba.
Thank you, Raymond. Your Beatitude, Your Graces, my Lord Bishop, religious and my parliamentary colleagues, and of course all those many representatives of our civic fathers here, especially the Mayor of Strathfield, in whom we're in his municipality. So thank you, Mr. O'Donnell, Councillor O'Donnell, for allowing us to be here this evening. I bring greetings, of course, from Bob Carr, who would have, unfortunately, he was detained and he would have certainly delighted to have been here. But could I remind Your Beatitude of what he said at the luncheon last week, that when you meet with the Prime Minister on Monday, there will be a letter on Mr. Keating's desk from Bob Carr indicating the state ALP's support for all foreign troops out of Lebanon, and we can't wait to see Lebanon free, democratic and running their own affairs, as indeed they should be. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, and congratulations to the Maronite Society who have organised your visit. And I don't know whether you've brought this wonderful weather from Lebanon, or whether we've simply been blessed by the fact that you are present. But it is a glorious day, triumphant in the fact that you are here, and we hope that you've enjoyed your visit. And as President Anthony said, come back again. Don't leave this as the only time that you will visit us. Don't leave it until the year 2000. Come back beforehand. We would be delighted to see you. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity to join you, and greetings from Bob Carr and all those people that he and I represent.
Member for Lakemba, Mr. Wes Deveron. I would like now to welcome the representative of the Premier of New South Wales, Mr. John Fay. I'd like to call upon
Mr. President, my parliamentary colleagues and other distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, can I say what an honour it is to be with you this evening and greet you in the name of the Premier of New South Wales and also the Government of New South Wales. And we are honoured that you have been able to come to our country, and particularly to our state and especially to our city, and be part of this very important time of getting to know each other just a little bit better and being able to tell us more about what your needs are and concerns are. So amongst other things, we can certainly remember you in our prayers. We recognise the importance that the Lebanese community has played to Australia since about 1854, I think it was, when the first Lebanese people first came here, and grew so quickly and so well. And now I understand that this diocese is the largest outside Lebanon itself of the Maronite community in the world, and we recognise the importance of that. We recognise that most recently with a grant of $18,000 to the Maronite Catholic Society as part of our ongoing commitment to that community. And we assure you of, thank you. We assure you that that commitment goes very deep indeed. We recognise the part that the Lebanese people have played in the development of this great country, and indeed the difficulties under which they have done that. So often it's been the Lebanese people that have come from such difficult circumstances in their homeland, and then they've come to Australia and they've brought with them the pain and the suffering of their homeland and their absolute commitment to peace, which has made our country such a country that is a country of peace and of reconciliation of peoples one to another. And I note your beatitude that one of the papers you wrote was on penance and peace, and indeed on reconciliation. And I just reflect on that this evening, that it's reconciliation of one peoples to another, which is something that you struggle for in the Lebanon, and we wish you strength for that. We pray for strength in your efforts for that, because it's important not just for the Lebanon, it's important for the world. So finally, can I say to you, on behalf of the Premier and the government, that our very strong prayer for you is for peace and strength as you continue your efforts toward reconciliation in your nation.
Thank you, Stephen, for your kind words. And now let's move to the federal sphere. Representing Dr. Hewson, the federal leader of the opposition, I'd like you to welcome Mr. Philip Braddock, a member for Baraura.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Raymond, for your welcome, your beatitude, your grace and your graces, many distinguished religious leaders, my parliamentary colleagues, representatives of local government, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I'm absolutely delighted to be here and to extend to you a welcome, your beatitude. I can't do it first for my party because I know from my leader that he had a great pleasure in meeting with you and attending your banquet last Saturday evening. And Dr. Hewson saw me shortly after that because unfortunately the evening was one in which there were some major commitments that he had made and I had made to my party before we knew that this event was to be held for you. But I was particularly glad to hear that Dr. John Hewson was able to leave his fraternal colleagues, his party supporters, to do something more important. And I know he shared with you the thoughts that I have over the many, many years that I've met with the Maronite community and with the Lebanese people of Australia. Because we have shared your beatitude, all of the anguish together. Those of us in public life were aware of those who were losing family members, those who were involved in the difficult events that were partaking in the Lebanon. Those of us that were here that were interested in the plight of Lebanon knew that so many things were happening beyond the control of the Lebanese people through the involvement of others. And that to me, and I know to all of my colleagues, gave us great anguish. We were glad when things appear to have settled down, but we know that there is still a lot to be done. And we know that there are still those who are in the Lebanon whom we hope can be encouraged to leave. And I share very much the message of peace and reconciliation that my state parliamentary colleague brought, the prayerful support for you in your endeavour, because it's something that we share together. And I do look forward to being with you tomorrow at St. Chabelle's. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Phil, for your supportive words. And now, representing the Prime Minister of Australia,